Assalamu alaikum and greetings humans. Ramadan Mubarak. Today is it's after Maghrib, so it's the 10th of Ramadan. Woohoo! 1/3 of the way through, subhanAllah, we made it. Or whenever you're watching this, alhamdulillah, you made it. And I said in a really, really short video yesterday that I was super excited about this idea that I had, and I'm still, subhanAllah, still really excited about it. And it's about these sort of revert reminders / convert conversations, however you choose to identify yourself, as a new-ish or less than sparkling brand new Muslim. However you choose to identify, this is for you. And then like the title I had on the top of my page, because as always I've got my notebook, right? The title I have is I am changing. Okay? And then there are like 3 subpoints. I could smush them all together and make a really long video, or I could kind of spread them out and have more manageable, bite-sized pieces of video for you to watch. Okay? So the first one is getting comfortable in your new Muslim skin. The second one is titled as this series will be titled, and it's called I'm Changing, or / Changes I Made. And then the third one is in defense of doing difficult tasks. That's really hard to say for some reason. Okay? So let's get started with the first one. Getting comfortable in your new Muslim skin. So, congratulations. You took your Shahada and now you're a Muslim, and everybody wants to shake your hand at the masjid. Sisters want to give you a hug. And now you go home. Who on earth are you now? When I took my Shahada in my room with my friend, or in my apartment. And after that, I was like, well, I thought it would feel different. Kind of the same way I feel after every birthday, like, so, this is what 23 feels like. Just like 22, plus a day. But, like, it didn't feel super crazy different. I just felt like Tam plus Islam. And like for me, maybe that was just because I had, not going to tell you my whole conversion story right now, but I had like practiced Islam for almost an entire year before I took my Shahada, right? So learn to pray and all that good stuff, fasted for Ramadan. Was listening to lectures and watching videos and reading the Quran, all that stuff. But I didn't feel super different. I had even started wearing not like a cover my hair and my neck hijab, but I had like covered my hair like turbans and stuff for months, basically since the beginning of the school year. And I took my Shahada in April, right? And so on top of all that, I was also stressed about finishing school. I had a month, not even a whole month to go before I walked the stage, before I packed up and moved out of my apartment, before I had to get a final decision, before I had to give somebody a final decision about what I was going to do next year. And because of all that, I didn't even get involved with the Muslim Student Association in my area because I was so busy. I had a month left. I didn't want to invest myself in finding new friends and all that stuff, and then moving. Now, realistically, I should have spent some time there. But in retrospect, hindsight is 2020, and here I sit in 2017 talking about what I should have done in 2015. But I did that, right? Graduated college and moved back to Minnesota for like 2 weeks. And then my mom and I packed everything I needed into her car and she moved me to Northwestern in Chicago. And in Chicago, I would say that I saw, at least I lived in Evanston, which is not even Chicago, but it's a northern suburb, right? I can still take the L there. But in the northern parts, most Muslims that I saw were Indian, Pakistani, and South Asian. Okay? I'm not even talking like Malaysia, but it was really Indo-Pak. Okay? And so, as I was getting to learn more and more and more about Islam, I would go and spend time Did you hear that? Is somebody knocking? That's my dad fixing a curtain rod that fell. So, nothing creepy. Alhamdulillah. Where was I? Oh, as I was getting to learn more and more about about Islam and about the different day-to-day sunnahs and stuff like that, I started to feel like the way I was doing it was a little off compared to everyone else around me. Now again, I said there's not I was in northern Chicago and spent a lot of time really by myself. I didn't even hook up with the MSA at Northwestern, which again, major issue. Should have hung out with young Muslims my own age. But whatever. Cool stuff. Had a great time in Chicago. Loved all the sisters that I met there. Salaam, guys. If you're watching this, I love you for the sake of Allah. And I miss you. Can I say any more times in this video? So the thing that I thought was weird was, like, it wasn't like a pervasive idea. It wasn't somebody saying to me, actually sometimes it was somebody saying to me, sister, you shouldn't dress like that. But I don't have any money for a new wardrobe. Or, or, oh, have you tried this? This is a sunnah. And I'm like, oh, okay, no, I haven't tried that food. It was biryani. Are you sure that's a sunnah, sister? You're just saying that because you want me to try it. You could have just told me you wanted me to try it. But like, I would go to the masjid and everybody would speak Urdu. And I don't speak that language. I didn't even try to learn any. I was busy working on Arabic so I could understand the Quran. In German and Spanish. But, yeah, I just felt out of place. I felt like nobody understood what it was to be this weird peach mango that I am. I'm a peach because my mother's from Georgia, and a mango because my dad's from Panama. So I consider myself a peach mango. It's kind of silly. But, I felt out of place because I felt like my culture wasn't right. I felt like the culture around me, the Indo-Pakistani, the Desi culture, was what I should have been. And if I could somehow absorb that culture into myself, then I too could be the greatest Muslim ever. And that's not true. So you may feel as a new Muslim that the dominant Muslim culture around you is the way to be correctly Muslim. And it's not. After Chicago, I moved to Minnesota, and the dominant Muslim culture here is Somali. MashaAllah, they're wonderful people. Delicious food. But I'm not Somali. I am often asked, "Hey, Miss Nevlin." "Yes?" "Are you Somali?" "No, not at all." "Really?" "Yeah, I'm just Muslim, not Somali." By my students. I've got to rid myself of that habit. Is such a boring word, and it's just a filler. So, I found this quote recently from a sheikh who I wish I could remember his name, but if I do, I'll put it in the box down there. And the quote basically said that culture is water and Islam is the filter. Okay? As long as you filter any culture through Islam, you end up with, on the other side, an Islamic culture. And if you're wondering where I'm reading this from, it's my notebook that's over here, just so I can keep on track. And that, to me, even 2 years later, is probably one of the most important things that I've read about culture and Islam, right? To me, I felt like I had to give up all the things that I loved about being black and that I loved about being Panamanian and just kind of move into being Desi. And I wasn't. And I am not. And I won't ever be. And that's okay. Alhamdulillah, people are different for a reason. And there is no reason that you should feel like your culture is something that needs to be abandoned for you to be a Muslim. Okay? I can still be a Muslim and love tater tot hot dish and love pie and love all of my grandmother's cakes and pies and love pati and different and cocoa bread. Oh my goodness. And all sorts of different things. I can still, do all of those things that I associate with being African American and being Muslim. And being African American and being Panamanian. But the only difference is now I have to filter those things through being Muslim. My grandmother, mashallah, the best cook I have ever known, the best baker. Everything she makes is delicious, and it's never not been delicious, right? But when I filter that through Islam, I have to take into account that her pound cake I can't eat because she uses bourbon in it. Okay, one cake. I have to take into account that when she makes collard greens, she uses what she calls stink meat or salt pork, and so I can't eat her collard greens. But that's okay. That's okay. I don't have to give up all of that food. I don't have to give up my grandmother, right? I don't have to give up my culture to be Muslim. I just have to remember that culture is water, Islam is a filter. Whatever comes out on the other side is an Islamic culture, right? There's that word again. So that's all I had for this video, okay? That is what I want you to take away. You can keep your culture and filter it through Islam, and on the other side you get Islamic culture. But also be careful when people tell you things about Islam. It's possible that those are cultural things. And so it's always in your best interest to do a little bit of extra research, to get a second opinion, so to speak, okay? And Insha'Allah, then you end up with great information, and you can live your life as a Muslim that way. So, Insha'Allah, this was helpful, and I will see you in the next video in this 3-part mini-series, Insha'Allah. Assalamu alaikum. Toodles, humans.